So what we have here is a Common Core recommended primary. So this means it's recommended for primary use here in the state of Utah. Literature and writing, or English language arts curriculum that's aligned with Common Core.
For first graders.
This is for first graders, so 6-year-olds. I have a first grader. Let's just look at what is this about? What is the purpose of this? You'd think this is about literature and writing. That's what it says on the cover. You flip open and it says, the central question, and in the Voices Democracy theme, students use their voices to advocate solutions to social problems, that they care deeply about it. They're engaged in learning the following theme-related social knowledge and skills. And then they list them: social role models, social advocacy, respect, and so on and so forth. So,
well, that is important for a first grader.
Yeah, right, is to learn how to be an advocate for social.
Yeah, right.
You're kidding.
My 6-year-old does that all the time.
Right. She looks what's wrong in the world and says, how do I organize my people in my community to fix these social problems? Well, the teachers are shown how to teach them how to do exactly that. One of the first things that they teach the 6-year-olds is how to use emotional words. Now, I have to tell you, my 6-year-old already knows the emotional words because she's. We have emotional conversations, but it's not what they want. They're looking for is, here's the instruction to the teacher. Tell students that when they write a call to action, they should include emotional words to get the readers to feel so strongly about the problem that they want to do what is being asked of them. This is not Community Organization 101 for college students. This is English Language Arts for 6-year-olds. So we give examples, and they're very effective at this. So here's the example. Why did the writer use the word refuse instead of will not? Refuse is a stronger word that makes the ABC company sound as though they are hard to work with, which may make readers angry with them. So, I don't know, are we teaching the 6-year-olds to kind of play fast and loose with facts in order to persuade and get the job done? Why did the writer say we could be without a part for months or even years? And this is the conversation to have with these 6-year-olds. By stating the worst that could happen if the company builds houses, the writer appeals to the reader's feelings of anger. So we're teaching the 6-year-olds to stir up anger and fear in their readers in order to accomplish the social.
Do you think it would be fair to call this indoctrination?
I don't know what you call it. I call it astonishing. It's recommended here in our state. Goes on and on, talks about how to do emotional words. We should look at some of the workbook stuff on how to learn to use emotional words. Again, this is in the same curriculum. So the child is to read each sentence and to choose the emotional word or phrase. So here's one. My mom always, tells me to clean my room or nags me to clean my room. And of course they're supposed to circle the word nags. That's the correct answer because that's the emotional word. Of course, as a parent, I take issue with the whole question itself because it marginalizes parents, to use the vernacular.
Yeah, it's astonishing. It's unbelievable that adults actually, may have actually reviewed this material and approved it. It'd be somewhat less astonishing if they didn't review the material and approved it.
So they're very thorough in this approach to teaching these 6-year-olds, and it's not just the 6-year-olds, it's the 7-year-olds and the 8-year-olds and the 9-year-olds and all the way through high school, but starting them in first grade to be social activists and to stir up emotion, not to teach with logic, but to stir up emotion to persuade others. So we've looked at the goals, and we've looked at some of the workbook exercises on how to use emotional words to manipulate people. Now let's look at some assessments and some homework activities. So, once again, this is the script for the teacher to read. Teacher says, think of a school-oriented problem. think of a school-oriented problem and present it to the class. And then in italics, the school needs balls and jump ropes for students at recess. Okay, so they've identified a social issue. Now the teacher says, we're going to write a letter to parents about our problem. And you can see what the whole rest of this says. We want them to help solve the problem. We need parents to understand our problem. So we're going to use words that make them feel how important it is to help us. So now they've taught the kids how to stir up emotion. They've taught them how to use emotional words, and they're going to try it out now on their parents. And so write on the chalkboard, write anger, fear, and joy. So you write the sentence, the children have nothing to do during recess. Now, remember, the sentence is for your parents. Now, how might a parent feel when she reads this sentence? And discuss the feelings, and especially discuss how the parents might be upset or angry by the sentence. And that's the whole purpose of the assignment, is to put all this stuff in practice. Again, these are English language arts, Common Core aligned materials, recommended primary in the state of Utah. Give them practice with emotional words. Feelings often cause people to act. As I read this and as I learned the strategy and how the writers apparently of this material want people to communicate, I'm starting to understand now why in social and political debates now we just talk past each other. Is because I think there's...
Look for emotional words.
Yeah, I guess at least that's what appears to be happening here.
Amazing. Approved for use in Utah.
Right.
What's this book?
All right, so this is for third graders. But one thing I noticed as I went through third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh grade is they all had this similar theme. Where here for literature and writing, in the literature and writing class, the purpose and goal that's stated is that they want teachers to be measuring attitudes, beliefs, and dispositions, and they actually give them a rubric and a chart for tracking that.
What?
Yeah, and again, this is approved for primary use in the state of Utah. So we have a student observation form. Just zoom in on that. The student observation form on the assessment handbook is an informal assessment tool that notes growth and change in individual students' behaviors and attitudes.
Wow.
And so in the rubric here, does the student effectively use the first person plural, we and our, to advocate ways to solve social problems? Are they learning how to do that? And again, the rubric here includes things like, do they understand and know when something is unfair? Do they recognize social problems? Do they work with others to solve group problems? Again, with changing behaviors and attitudes. And those are the stated goals here for the Zehner-Blaser Voices, Literature and Writing. Every grade has these. Every grade starts the same, saying that they want to measure growth and change in behaviors and attitudes.
Wow.